like me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better, yeah.
What is up, Golden Baes? Welcome back to another video. If you are new, welcome. My name is Dominique. I am a second semester nursing student, and if you are returning, then welcome back, Golden Bae. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. So today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 tips on how to successfully work while in nursing school. This is a very common topic that I get asked questions about. The number one question that I get regarding working while in nursing school is how many hours do I work? Now, to begin, I am a part-time employee. I do not work full-time, so which means I do not work more than 40 hours. So with that being said, to answer your question, I typically work 27 hours a week. I do have a set schedule where I am off Monday through Wednesday and I do work Thursday through Sunday. I am allowed to pick up extra hours by staying late, or if someone drops their shift, then I may pick it up. Now, while we're on the topic of hours, I just wanted to mention, now, not everyone may be able to work as many hours as I do or as less hours as I do. You may have responsibilities, you may have rent, mortgage, whatever the case may be, or you may just simply think that 27 hours is way too much. To each his own, and I want to say that in the beginning of the video, when it comes to getting a job, period, while in nursing school, only do what you can handle and only do based on what your lifestyle requires. Now, if you have kids and things like that, then you may not be able to have the luxury of not working while in nursing school. So again, that is just what works for me, and if you can do more or you can do less, then only do what you can handle. Now let's go ahead and hop into these 5 tips. Tip number 1 to successfully work while in nursing school is to be upfront about your schedule. Now, this goes for if you're getting a new job or if you're still working your previous job before you started nursing school. I would be totally upfront about you, 1, being in school, and 2, about the schedule that works for you. Now, the reason why I say this is because no one should take you going to school more seriously than you. A job will do what you allow them to do to you. So if you do not mention, hey, I'm in school, I can only work these amount of hours, they're going to constantly call you in. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be upfront and say, you know what, hey, Mr. Mrs. such and such, I am in nursing school. Although I am committed to nursing school, I am still committed to this job. However, I can only work these days. Now, of course, you're going to say it much nicer, and you may have to write it in a letter, but you have to be upfront about you being in school. And I would definitely say nursing school, because nursing school is hard. Of course, being in college is hard too, but nursing school is like, it's definitely, so be upfront. You have to be upfront about you being in school, and don't beat around the bush. Don't be scared to say, hey, I can't pick up this shift because I have homework, or hey, I need to leave. You get what I'm saying? You have to be upfront, but at the same time, still be responsible at your work. Tip number 2 is to plan. Now, you guys should have known that this was coming, especially if you are not new to my channel. Now, you guys know I say planning is essential. Planning in nursing school is vital, but it's even more important if you have other responsibilities. Of course, which you do. You have a social life, you have chores to do, you have laundry to do, but mainly if you have a job, you need to be on it. You cannot wait until last minute to do assignments, but you shouldn't be doing that anyways. But you definitely can't do it when you have a job. Now, don't get me wrong, working while in nursing school is definitely a challenge. Why? Because you are committed to another organization. You are not only committing yourself to nursing school, but you are committing yourself to your job. You're committing to coming on time. You're committing to coming on the days that you're scheduled. So with that being said, you need to know when things are due, when to start them, when to finish it, and things like that. And the only way for you to do that, in my opinion, is for you to get a planner. You guys know I am huge on planners. I love having a planner because it allows me to see my assignments. It allows me to see when they're due and when's the best time to start it. And of course, my work schedule will have some type of effect on that. So me personally, being able to see, hey, I work this day, I have an assignment due this day, okay, so I need to start this day. That's really beneficial to me, and that is just one reason why I highly suggest getting a planner for nursing school. But definitely plan ahead when it comes to assignments, because you know you work, so you know you may need to start the assignment, you know, maybe next week. Tip number 3 when it comes to successfully working while in nursing school is taking the correct amount of days off. Now, as you guys heard earlier, I do have 3 days off and then I work 4 days in a row. So that again is just what works for me. It goes well with my school schedule, it goes well with everything else that I have going on. So you have to really sit down and figure out your schedule. You should do this before you even look for a job, so when you go in, again, back to tip number 1, you can be upfront. You can say, hey, I'm in nursing school, I can only work these days from these times, and that's it. Now, you may have to be a little frugal with them, but you cannot be too frugal. You have to stick to what you're saying, like, hey, I'm in nursing school, but you know, if it's okay, can you come in maybe an hour ahead, or can you stay an hour late, then okay, but you have to stick to the days that you plan. Now, going back to days off, I would highly recommend having one day that you do not have either work or you don't have school. Now, that day is a day for self-care. That is the day that you can lay in the bed, watch Netflix. I just believe having at least one day off where you are not going to work or you're not going to school is very essential, because you can plan doctor's appointments on those days, you know, or most of all, you can get some self-care done. You can go ahead and get your hair done, get your nails done, you know, something like that. So again, in the number of days that you choose to have off, have at least one day where you have absolutely nothing to do. And my day is Tuesday. Today I have no school, I have no work, but I did go to school to do a skill check off, and now I'm here doing all of my YouTube videos. So that is how I choose to spend my Tuesday. You are a YouTuber or you have your own business, then you definitely need one day. Trust me, you need one day, okay? Take at least one day to have absolutely nothing to do. So if that day comes and you choose to just lay in bed, you don't feel bad about it. My 4th tip is to not be afraid to either switch or drop shifts. Now, when it comes to dropping shifts, you shouldn't have to do that, especially if you plan your work schedule correctly. You really shouldn't have to ever drop shifts. I've never dropped a shift because I had to do some type of schoolwork. It's because I plan my schedule out accordingly and I get things done using my planner, so my school never interferes with work. So when it comes to switching shifts, I mean, you may have to switch a shift with another co-worker in the case that something comes up. So for instance, you may have a skill check-off appointment that you can only get for, you know, the time that you work, and you may say, hey, can you switch with me? You know, you work my morning, I work your night, or vice versa. Do not be afraid to, you know, speak up and ask someone, hey, can you take my morning shift because, you know, I have something to do. Whatever the case may be, do not be afraid to switch a shift. Now, when it comes to dropping a shift, you too should not be afraid, you know, because things come up. Things with school come up all the time, especially with nursing school. You guys know, with COVID, things are so sudden, so it may happen, who knows, but it should be very rare that you have to drop a shift due to school. That is if you plan your schedule right. That is if you plan your work schedule right. And last but certainly not least, if work is becoming way too much and you're just overwhelmed and you have the luxury of reducing your hours or simply quitting, then by all means do so. Do not feel less than because you cannot do it. We all have different thresholds. Do not feel that you have to work through nursing school if you have the luxury. Let's say you have another source of income that is not your job. Now, this source of income may not be as much as your job and it may require you to budget. However, sometimes we just have to do what we have to do. With that being said, my 5th tip is, if you just feel so overwhelmed and you feel like you just can't do it, do not be afraid to reduce your hours. Now, I have to do the same thing. Summertime, I'm always working a lot of hours. That is my time to, you know, get my bag. That's the time to rack up my stats, okay? But honey, when the new semester rolls around, you gotta take them hours off because I can't do it, okay? I'm not afraid to say, hey, you know, school started next week, I'm gonna need you to reduce my hours, please, back to my 27. Thank you. So don't be afraid to do that. And again, if you have to unfortunately quit your job, then do not feel bad. It's okay. Just remember that we're doing it for a bigger purpose. You are going to leave this one job so you can work on your next new big journey, okay? So that is going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I also hope that it has helped you guys either make a decision or, you know, give you some insight on how it is working while in nursing school. Also, I do have another video that is regarding working while in nursing nursing school. So if you are interested, I'll go ahead and link it up here. I'll also go ahead and drop it down in the description box. And until next time, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.